back to you. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most interesting characters in Smash, and that is going to be Pokemon Trainer. This character is so cool. There's 3 of them, if you don't know, and all of them play extremely different, and they're all pretty good. Although the character did experience some nerfs early on, like with the Ivysaur stuff, this character is still amazing, severely underrated by a lot of people, and has had like representation throughout all of Vault, which is not like what a lot of characters can say. Like someone like Roy. Roy's an amazing character. Start of Vault, Roy didn't really have anyone. Rob, same thing. Rob did have a little, but not as much. But then PT, it's kind of feels like there's always one. Like Start, there was Wish's Puppet. Kind of middle way through, we had Tweak. Right now, we have a Tortier less, but we also have Quid and Beast. There's like, and also a ton of people that I'm obviously forgetting. But there's so many amazing Pokemon Trainer players, and they all play the game so differently. And I think that's what makes PT so good, is that it's one of the characters that you can have the most creativity with, because there's 3 characters that you can play. But I still think a lot of people, including top players, are playing this character wrong. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And namely, in the sense of playing it wrong, is that people are relying too much on, like, I don't want to say setups, but it's like what they should be doing. It's like, okay, I get my 80 damage with Squirtle, and then I switch to an Ivy, and then I get to 110, maybe an Edge Guard. If I don't get that Edge Guard, I switch to Charizard, and I am on Charizard until I get the kill. I think a lot of people play the character like that, and I think that is incorrect. Extremely incorrect. But before I get into like super reasons why, I do want to look at some of the more specific things about each character, their strengths, all that yada yada. And Squirtle is probably the best Pokemon. It's either Squirtle or Ivy. I would say it is Squirtle though, because he is just absolutely incredible. He has every single tilt he has is unreal, except like maybe up tilt it's small, but at least leads into combos. His F tilt is one of the best combos or moves in the game, just straight up. His dash attack is incredible. His down tilt's really good for 2 framing. He's small. He's like so small. His crouch is really good, and he has a what's it called, a crawl, which is always nice. His grab game is again one of the best in Ultimate. Every single grab Squirtle has, except like back or forward throw, besides like just setting up stage, is like super useful. Down throw combos, up throw combos, back throw kills. Like his grab game is incredible. His water gun is really, really good against certain characters, especially, and just gives you like so much stage control for essentially free. The side B is like kind of meh, and then his combo game is unreal. Every single aerial he has is amazing, or a combo aerial. His worst one would probably be, honestly, I don't know. It'd either be down air or nair, but down air is a really good combo starter, and nair is also just like a pretty good move as well, just like mash it hits. It's like frame 4, which is incredibly safe. And then we already talked about his tilt. His bash attacks are like meh, and his main problem is, okay, I can't really get the kill. But like he can, because he has F tilt setups and he's back throw kills, and he has like uppy kills as well out of shield. Like the uppy isn't like a super early killer, but it does start killing eventually. So Squirtle can kill, but it does struggle. Someone that doesn't struggle though is Ivy, medium-sized character. Everyone kind of knows the trope, but the thing about Ivy, I feel like people super underrate, is Ivy's ledge trapping is like probably top 10 in the game. At least I still think it is, just because of the threat of up air plus back air. Up air and back air are such incredible moves that cover so much space. Like obviously this up air is like, I mean, we all know the up air. This is unreal. The back air is not talked about enough. It's incredibly quick, it's very safe on shield, and it combos into a kill with up B. His up B is also insane. He also has down air ledge trapping, which is like kind of edge guarding, or it's like more edge guarding and 2 framing than ledge trapping, but whatever. He has neutral air, which is like just a long steady hitbox. If he grabs you, he again has really good grabs. He's not as good as Squirtle, except he has 2 kill throws, and he also has a combo throw, down throw, granted at low percents, but down throw and back throw are killing pretty early, honestly. Like, he has so much stuff to ledge. His tilts are kind of mediocre. I'd say his best one's probably his down tilt. His down tilt's actually really good. And then his jab is okay. His up tilt is not great, just really small hitbox. Forward tilt, kind of same thing. It's like okay, has some lose like usage, but it's like incredibly slow, doesn't hit super hard, doesn't do like a ton of damage. And then dash attack is also like okay. It's not something you should be really using like at all though. Like his grab is just like way better in almost every circumstance. And like dash attack can kill, I'm pretty sure, but not at like super early percents. And then weak dash attack is also like, I feel like most of the move. His jab is decently sized, and then his specials is where it gets interesting, because his neutral B is garbage. It's one of the worst neutral Bs in the game. You should almost never be using that, especially when you have up air. His side B is really, really weird, because this is a projectile move that combos, and it's slow. Like, you can throw like 2 hitbox of it. Here's the slow one, here's the fast one. And the slow one is annoying, and the fast one is really good. They do like pretty decent amounts of damage. Well, you can see 864 for a projectile. That's actually not that bad. You can be reverse it as well, which is always nice. And the fact that you just have like the slow moving projectiles in Smash are typically the best ones because they control space, and controlling space in Smash is obviously so important. It's kind of like a Pikachu Teedle, except like not even close to as good. But in that archetype of projectile where you can kind of follow up with it, you can get side B into up B, which is like if you hit the side B, it's fairly no risk unless like you're getting super greedy with it. And it's just a really good projectile and something that Pokemon Trainer does not need. PT does not need a projectile. That should be like their one weakness is they get out zoned. But then Ivysaur says, "Oh, don't even worry about zoning. I'll just do that for you." And then up B, you have so much jank with that as well, with recovery, all that kind of stuff through the stage, and then also just kills really early. And then moving on to the final Pokemon, we have Zard, probably the worst one, but still, honestly, pretty good, especially really good on PT. So as you can see here, he's massive, he's really heavy, and he has pretty slow stuff. What's his air dodge? Is his air dodge slower than normal? Where do we find that? It would be here. His neutral air dodge is... Okay, I thought it was 10 frames. It's frame 3, so actually not that bad, especially for a heavy. His grab game is crazy. I think every kill he has, or every throw he has kills, except down throw, which is a combo throw at very, very low percents. At like 0, I think you can get down throw fair. But maybe that's not even true. Maybe people just like don't air dodge it. But I know for a fact that you have every other throw like kills pretty well as well, especially up throw on the platform, because you have up throw which always kills off the top, so if you grab them center stage, and forward throw and back throw both kill, so it doesn't matter which way you grab them. If you grab them at the ledge at like 120, they're probably dead, which is crazy. I think back throw is a little stronger, but they're pretty good. His aerials are interesting. His back air is one of the best jank kill moves in the game. It's like characters talk about not having cheese. Cheese, like PT has a ton of it, but Charizard's back air alone makes up for like half of the cast cheese. That thing is stupid. It kills incredibly early with the sweet spot. It is super slow and very committal, but God, it's so big and it kills so early. His up air is actually pretty good. It's just like a really massive move, and it does kill fairly early, but it is not super fast. His nair is one of my favorite moves because it's just out for so long. It's like this huge, massive hitbox. It's like a lingering thing. It's really, really good, and if it hits someone, it sends out a really nice angle just straight out, basically always. So which is always nice. His down air is kind of a typical spike down air, nothing crazy, but if you're going to be down air, you want to use forward air, or sorry, Ivysaur. And then his forward air is kind of like this really nice claw swipe, honestly. It's like a Bowser one, except it has a sweet spot, which is like really strong. So Charizard, overall, pretty good with his aerials. His tilts, again, his tilts are kind of okay. His forward tilt is like amazing, but his up tilt, down tilt don't have a ton of utility. Up tilt maybe a little more. Down tilt I feel like you should almost always be using forward tilt just because like it kills so much earlier. I guess like for a 2-frame if they're at high percents you go for a down tilt, but I think in most cases you're gonna want a forward tilt. And then his jab is actually really good because like he has a killing jab, and killing jabs are always amazing. And then his smash attacks, the only smash attack that we've talked about, because the other smash attacks on PT are okay. Like Ivy's forward smash is kind of okay for ledge trapping. Like if you get like a hard call, it covers like 3 options. And then his up smash is pretty big. Squirtles are all pretty mediocre. They're big, but they're like pretty slow. It's a smash attack. Charizard's down smash is meh. His forward smash is okay. His up smash is crazy. Charizard has one of the best up smashes in the game. I think he's tied for the fastest up smash out of Shield with Diddy Kong, which is like crazy. It's like I think it's hold on. Let me check Diddy really quick. I think it's frame 3 out of Shield. Let's see. I think no. Okay, frame 5, and then Charizard's is frame. I think it was frame 4 or frame 6 rather. Yeah, so 1 frame slower than Diddy Kong's. Still insane, and it also kills really early. It's an incredible option out of Shield, and then also his specials. I didn't talk about that. Flamethrower is really good. It's just like it's kind of like a worse Fire Breath, but it also like comes out quicker. You kind of cancel it quicker as well, easier, just like more damage. Flare Blitz is. It's one of those moves where it's like you shouldn't be getting hit by it, but the fact that you have it makes you really scary. Like it makes standing right in front of Charizard, like throwing out super committal options, like trying to just swat at him, incredibly scary because if you miss a single one, he just delivers you and you die. And then his up B is really good. It's again not a shield option. You should be using typically up smash, but up B is pretty good as well. It also has super armor, which is always nice, and it's amazing. And he also gets a third jump for the recovery. Now that we know all the Pokemon and all their uses, how should you be playing PT? In my opinion, I think the archetype of PT is fine. Getting to 80 with Squirtle is fine. Getting to 130 with Ivy is fine. Killing with Charizard is fine. But if that's not working, you need to play the matchup. And what I mean by that is if I'm playing against Zero Suit, just like the best example I can think of is Zero Suit. Zero Suit does terribly against Squirtle. Zero Suit is like, that is one of Zero Suit's worst matchups, just Squirtle. You should be playing probably 90 to 80% of your game on Squirtle because that matchup is so good for you. But I feel like a lot of the time, people will farm, they'll get a ton of damage with Squirtle, and then they'll switch when the 0-2's at like 100 or 90. And you don't really need to switch because chip damage in this game is so important. Like, you can just slowly chip someone up, and then it's like, okay, you need to kill, it's getting really close, then you could switch to Ivy. But once you get like grabs to kill with Ivysaur, or like all grabs will kill with Charizard, it gets incredibly scary. And another thing about PT that's amazing is PT's grab game is one of the best in the game because every single Pokemon, all of their grabs are amazing. Like, if you get grabbed by Squirtle at high percent, you're probably dead. At low percent, you get, like, he gets crazy combos. Ivysaur has decent combos at low percents and then kills you with the, like, higher percents. And then Charizard also kills you at higher percents. And he also has, like, back throw jank with, like, he can get, like, a back throw read into, like, flare blitz or back air, which is, like, incredibly scary. Not, like, super reliable, but I thought I'd mention it because, like, that's, when a character has that, like, at 0, it's just, like, ugh, it freaks you out. But another example of that, the best Pokemon trainer in the world right now, Quid, uses a lot of Ivysaur. And we're going to be looking at one of his games specifically, but he uses it when it's like, okay, I know my opponent's at a low percent, but I am not doing well in Squirtle. I am not succeeding. I'm going to switch to Ivysaur. And I think that's really important to have a favorite Pokemon that you can rely on. Because being balanced with PT is important, but like the best PTs throughout history have had like clear favorite Pokemon. Like I think Tweak's best Pokemon has always been his Squirtle. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think Tweak's Squirtle was crazy, and then his Ivysaur was okay, his Zard was okay. Quid, obviously, his Ivysaur is 100% his best Pokemon. Beast, his Charizard's probably his best one. Wishes, I honestly don't remember. I feel like I haven't seen Wishes in a while, but I feel like he was a bit of an Ivysaur guy. And then Puppey was probably the most balanced out of all of them, though I think his Charizard was probably his best. Again, I haven't seen Puppey and Quid, or well, I mean, basically, I haven't seen any of these PTs in a while, unfortunately, except Beast. And then a Torrier, I just straight up don't have enough knowledge on. I never was able to watch a Torrier during his, like, super big PT phase, unfortunately. And then there's obviously, like, Moxie as well. When they used to play PT, their PT was incredibly good. But there's a lot of ways you can play this character is like the main point I'm trying to get across. And a lot of them did have clear favorites, and I think that's good. I think that's why they were so strong, because when the game plan, that was in a sense, when the game plan wasn't working for the typical, like, I'm going to do 80 with this character, da-da-da-da-da, they could switch to someone they're really good with, and they could just use that character to out-neutral, out-win, be better. And playing PT to the matchup is so incredibly important, and that's why PT is so hard, because you have to choose between three. Like, it feels wrong to play Charizard at 50%, but if your character gets bodied by or your character's like the other character bodies Ivysaur and does pretty well against Squirtle, you want to get those early kills with Charizard maybe, then that's absolutely fine. It's also an opponent thing, but I think it's really important that you understand the matchups as PT and know which Pokemon are the best. Because I feel like a lot of them, it's like the way PT is, it's like different archetypes. Well, they're all kind of like grapplers, honestly, but different archetypes in the sense that like fast, projectile, big, but heavy. And you have to, like, two of them are usually fine. Like, one of them usually does well. One of them is usually okay. One of them gets countered. And you have to understand as a PT player which one gets countered so you don't use them as much, which one does really, really well, and which one just okay. And then it sucks when your, like, favorite Pokemon is the one that gets countered, but that's why, like, you can't, just because it's not a great matchup doesn't mean you can never use it. You should just use it for those, like, clutcher situations. But before I ramble anymore, I want to watch a set or a game specifically from Quid. This is at 1.25 speed, just so we don't take as long analyzing everything, because it's mainly like not the combos and stuff, which we will talk about, but it's mainly like the level of play. So again, you're always going to want to start with Squirtle. I know I said like you should play with Comfort. You're always going to want to start with Squirtle just because you can get such insane combos that you can't get with like the other characters. Like you can get a lot of damage, but the amount of openings you get with Squirtle is insane. Plus, Squirtle is the best one. If I had to recommend a character that, like, if you wanted to be really good at one, which one should you practice the most? Absolutely Squirtle. He's by far the best one. This, I know I said it was close for. I think it's pretty clear Squirtle. This was insane by Quid, by the way. This, like, whole interaction. Squirtle's ledge trapping is pretty good, and his edge guarding as well. He calls out the jump here, I think, with the back air. Right here. He clips the jump, and then he recognizes that, and he immediately neutralize. And Cole is just dead. He maybe could have fast fallen that, but it's like such a tricky situation. And now Quid has a huge lead. There's 34% right there off a Squirtle combo, like 50 off a tech chase. Like he's taking so much damage. That was just an amazing grab. And now we have Ivysaur. Even though he's winning, he switched to Ivysaur, which is fine. I don't honestly in that situation. I don't love that switch, but Quid's Ivy's kind of insane, and he wanted to get another early kill with like a downer. So I think switching to Ivysaur, especially when your opponent is off stage, that's like generally when you're gonna want to switch. Switching at a disadvantage is tough. I think the best time to do it at disadvantage is like maybe if you're getting like edge guarded, you could switch to Charizard for free and then get back pretty easy. Again, like he immediately dies, got really greedy with that F smash by the way, but then he comes out with Charizard and back airs, and it's like okay, Cola should be ready for that, and yeah, he should be. But it's so hard to look out for all those options because maybe you think he's going to immediately switch because people don't like playing Charizard. He also can grab and kill you, so if he just ran at him on the platform and grabbed him, that would have been really scary. He has so many options. He can run under up smash. There's so many things that Charizard can do in that situation that just explode you. So I actually think, I didn't say this earlier, if you had to, again, choose which Pokemon to die on, dying on Ivy is probably the best one to die on because then you spawn with Invincibility Charizard, and Charizard is actually fairly fast, at least just like relative to like the other Pokemon. Because Squirtle's fast, but Ivy's like super slow. Also, I love this here. He does switch, but Cola is at like 0%. This is Squirtle territory, but he says no, it's not working. I'm switching to Ivysaur. Even though he died again right there, I just think it's a really important thing to point out. He's switching when he feel. Oh, okay, that was like much less of like a how to play PT thing and more of just like a Quid is like the goat of. Isn't that crazy? It's like the Ivysaur's not even like Ivy's his best one. And he's doing that with Squirtle. Oh, I didn't pause this one. Sorry about that. But you get the point. The thing with Squirtle, you can like kill early with Water Gun. He did get 2 Water Gun kills that game, granted, but you still can kill early with Water Gun. And he's switching comfortably. You want to be comfortable at all times with PT, and with PT, you basically always can be comfortable. And that is a luxury that a lot of people, first of all, don't abuse, and second of all, just I feel like don't know that they have. And I think that is why we're seeing PT be so hard to use because like he's really tough, just like straight up. Like learning 3 characters is not easy for a lot of people. It's like very difficult to like just wrap all of them and like play between each one. But two, it's like knowing when to use the characters. I feel like people quite haven't mastered yet, which is like weird to say after 4 years, but it's like it's really tough. But I think PT has so much potential. I still think the character's top 10. By the way, if you want to know where I place them, I think this character's insane. Like obviously every character I do a video about in this like kind of series, like Link or Ninja, now PT. I think they're all crazy. None of them are as good as PT. PT is the best of them that we've done so far. And let me know who you guys want to see next. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to sub, all yada yada. If there's anything that I missed that's like crucial information, please let me know. If you disagree, maybe you think that you should only be playing in that linear playstyle because it consists you maybe the most consistency because you know what you're going to be doing every single time, then I could totally see it. Let me know what you guys think down below. And I thank you for all the support. It means the world to me. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.